All right. So, for my best fit role, I was relationship product sales, and it's defined as the relationship product sales role is responsible for acquiring new customers and servicing existing ones within an assigned territory or market. It's usually a 20-80 ratio of new to existing business. They sell a full array of products to buyers who are reasonably expert at using them. They are tasked with advocating for and providing good service to their customers, building strong relationships through regular contact and growing sales by uncovering additional buyers within the accounts and seeking referrals. So for me, I think what characterizes this role is just being like personable and a people person. Like I think the characteristics are they have to be good at talking and getting along with new people you might have never met since you're trying to acquire new customers. And I think I'm a good fit for this because I've done similar positions in the past and I've enjoyed them. And during my interview, I talked to Nathan Rodriguez, and he is in a similar role. He's a sales manager at a solar company. So he does the front end of getting new customers and also the back end of keeping up with current customers and seeing their or helping them out and walking them through the process further. So I think that relationship product sales is probably one of my best fit roles, and I think that the interview helped me see that more too. So I enjoyed that.
Okay. So mine wasn't the exact same. You said relationship product sales
Hmm.
benchmark.
Yeah.
Mine was relationship solution sales. And I think that's why we're in the same group, still the relation part. I don't know if it was because no one else had that, but I was in the 99th percentile for that. And the definition of it had been along the lines of building relationships and rapport with people. And then I'm very problem solution oriented. A question arises, I want the solution. So that resonated with me a lot, along the lines of you saying being able to talk and communicate with anyone, being open to different perspectives on life is a reason I think that relationship part resonates with me a lot. I spoke with John Kuchar. He works at Angie, formerly Angie's List, before he was telling me they merged with Home Advisor. And so now they're just Angie. He works out of Indianapolis and he is on their leads team specifically. So what Angie does is they work with contractors and provide them solutions to their problems. So solutions in the sense that he described it as they don't even know they have said problems, but he gives them the solution to that. So he goes and he started off cold calling and just building rapport with them. It's a big thing, making them like you. He said he had someone who thought he was an AI and he gave him his date of birth. He told him he could come meet him, give him the address of the office. He said, I'm looking right at the Pacer Stadium right now. This is my name. This is my date of birth. I have nothing to hide. And just stuff to ease people and build that relationship. I thought it was pretty funny, but he goes about his work as that more solution based and goes to the contractors, asks them a bunch of questions, does a lot of needs identification. That's a big part of it, and finds out what their most profitable call would be when they go out and service a home. Like he described the relationship as we went into it and he said, You're an electrician, Harry, you're in West Lafayette. And then we went through like a practice call, almost like a mock interview call. And he said, Your most expensive thing you do and the best thing you do is do panel upgrades. You don't like changing light switches, but you go out to a call and sometimes it's annoying. All you got to do is a couple light switches. You make $50. It's not great. The solution to that would be do a bunch of panel calls. So Angie it's a lead service, so they have a bunch of people that are vetted and they want strictly the panel stuff in a certain area. And he tells the guy, you don't need to pay for gas, you don't need to do this, you don't need to go 60 miles away. You can have a 30-mile radius solution. You don't need to go far. They're all going to be panel upgrades where you make the most money, another solution. And he makes them feel really good about what they're doing, increases their business, sells them on a solution in that relationship. And he said he doesn't do much of the follow up. They have a whole separate team for that. But that his relationship aspect of that is he tells them they can always call him. He keeps up to date with his larger clients and calls them every 3 months or so. And it was really interesting. I didn't know Angie. I mean, you guys have heard of Angie's List. I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
cool.
it was big like that. But he said he absolutely loves it. He honestly got me excited to go into the sales field. I mean, I love real estate, and I really think that I will end up there. But I think I'll have a lot of sales stints along the way, and it sounded a lot of fun. It was a meaningful call. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
cool.
Alrighty, I think I'm gonna go now. So my best fit role was the same as Anthony's, the relationship product sales. And there are some key things that I think you need with this, such as communication skills is a big thing whenever you're selling a product and you got to have that customer acquisition there and stuff like that. If you want those customers to keep coming back, there's a lot of communication that needs to be brought in along with trustworthiness and commitment. Like you got to show that you're committed, they're committed. It's a long thing you got to do. So yeah, so I interviewed Brandon Losciavo, who is a personal trainer, and he's a fellow diver, and he works with like club teams around the country. So he kind of just talked about all the work that's put in with the commitment, the time. You know, a lot of this stuff is virtual since he's working like nonstop around the country, different time zones, all that stuff. So there's a huge commitment piece. You know, he has to take time out of his day, along with trustworthiness. They're trusting him to write the programs, send everything out. The coaches put trust in him along with the athletes. And then, yeah, I mean, commitment, it's a big thing to sign for this kind of stuff. Like the parents are paying out of their pockets for this stuff. And it's usually, he talked about is like a yearly contract. So you're paying for the whole year. So whenever they have questions or anything like that, he has to hop on a call with them because they've paid for it already. So big commitment there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So I also had a relationship product. So a little bit about relationship product. I mean, it's important to build relationships and network with those relationships. So with my interview with Vivid Land Care or Landscaping, I talked with him and he kind of discussed how he manages his accounts, and he just told me that, I mean, you can't make everybody happy, and you know, you're going to be trying to make everybody happy, but it's not going to happen, and you're just going to have to keep doing your best to make sure that you're providing what they want, and sometimes you can't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, okay. I feel like we all agree on it's really like about being personable and relatable and communicative with these new clients or customers. So I
Our
think a
relationship
lot of us
part
just
is-
have people skills is what our benchmarks are saying about us.
yeah, we like talking to people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. Good to hear everyone's points in the video.
The role of relationship solution sales is one where maintaining your current customer base is almost more important than acquiring new customers. According to the Chally assessment, you should be putting 80% of your time into building and maintaining the relationships with your current customers, and 20% goes into acquiring and prospecting new business. The characteristics that go into this job are mainly active listening, sympathy, empathy, and the ability to be trustworthy. If businesses can't trust you, then you lose those relationships. One thing I learned from the interview is that businesses feel, when they feel connected to you, their ability to trust you is extremely easy. Once you have that trust, your ability to convince someone that you know what's best for their company and their business, it becomes much easier to tell them, hey, I think this is the way to go. And convincing them is just simply, this is why, instead of going through the whole building rapport and everything again. Another thing I learned is that having a customer continue to buy from you is a much easier way to maintain steady commission and steady pay than having to build relationships all over again and to start over. Because when you have to start all over, like I said, you have to redo those calls, you have to start cold, and then you have to build up that rapport until they finally do buy from you. Instead of having somebody that already trusts you, you tell them why. If you have proven success with them, then they agree with you.